Greetings. This is a general reading for Cancer for the month of August and the year 2018. So, Cancer, let's see what is going on here with you for this brand new month of August in this wonderful year of 2018. So, Cancer, let's see what's going on here. Let's see. Okay. Well, this is tea time, so you have to have a cup of tea with me, Cancer. This is tea time. Cancer, this cup of tea is for you. Cancers, you have had delay after delay after delay. And so I feel like that you at the point now where it's like you at the point where, and really the delay is like it's been waiting on you. So it's almost like you have been waiting on something, and it's like you tell somebody, well, I thought you said you was going to bring that over to me. And they say, I did, it's there, you got it. And so you waiting on something and you already have it, Cancer. And so you realizing that now, you realizing that a lot of the delays, you have been playing a role in some of this delay that has been going on. It's also saying here too that a lot of you Cancers have been living in fear. And it's like, fear of different things. And so you starting to realize that you letting go of your fear. You starting to realize that that's not living when you living in fear. And so you letting your fear go, and you letting it go, and you making sure it stay gone. You're not going to you let it go and you go back and you letting this fear go now, and you are going to stay out of that fear. It say you have a lot of protection, and it's like, what is you fearing? You have protection. You got protection that's there, so you do not have to fear. Yeah, it could be a fearful situation that some of you Cancers are in, but you have protection. You do not have to fear. And so you're not going to be walking. It's like some of you Cancers have been walking in fear for a long time, and you coming out of that. You just have to, you saying, look, I can't continue to walk in this fear. I can't have this fear. This fear is harming me. It's not doing me any good. It's not doing me mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So you are letting that fear go. And like I say, you're going to keep it going. It's also saying here too that a lot of you Cancers, you are recognizing that, because you have powers and things that you can do, but you kind of just put them and lock them up in the closet and use this playing around with fear. So now it's like you taking your power out of the closet now. And so now you are, and you kicking fear out totally. It's also saying here too, it's like, and you starting to get trust back. Cause when you're dealing with fear, you don't have trust. You don't trust in yourself. You don't trust in your decisions. You don't trust in other people. So you starting to get your trust back. It's also saying here too that a lot of you Cancers here, it's just, you got a lot of protection cards that I see here. So it's like you are really and truly protected here. So you do not have to, life is not to be walking around in fear. And so I feel like you're starting to realize that. I'm also seeing here that I feel that there are some Cancers, and you pretty much taken your health into your own hands. I'm saying here that you're not going to not do what the doctors is telling you to do, but you are going to take it a step further, and you're going to be able to add on and do things yourself here. So I feel like that you can heal yourself. And so what the doctors are doing here, it's fine, but it only taking you to a certain level. It's not taking you to the total healedness, wellness that you want. So you have to take yourself to that part. And that's what I feel a lot of you cancers are doing. I feel a lot of you cancers, because you were dealing with fear, you was not dealing, you could not be motivated. You could not make moves that you wanted to make. And so now that you have put the fear out, it's like putting a person out your house that they was just supposed, they wasn't even supposed to come in. They came in and you couldn't get rid of them. And so like bed bugs, how it's hard to get rid of them. So you finally got rid of this fear factor here. And so now you are motivated here. You are ready to make change, make things happen. You have confidence, very strong confidence now in yourself, in your decisions. I feel like some of you that's dealing with health issues, I feel like what you eat has a lot to do with it too. And part of this recovery that a lot of you cancers are involved, this healing, this recovery that's going on, diet is going to play a major, major part in it. It might not play all of it, but major part of it. I do see here that a lot of you cancers are getting into self. A lot of you cancers had to heal. A lot of you cancers had a lot of emotional healing that had to go on. And I definitely see that you are doing that. You've been in the process of it for a while, but I feel like you are really now starting to see progress. You're starting to see the kind of results that you were looking for. I'm also seeing here too, and I do feel like you're able to keep the faith now, Cancer. You're able to trust now. It's like, you would be okay for a while and then you would slip back, into that fear. Now it's like you're not slipping back. You got the strength here of Hercules. You got some very powerful strength here. It's saying here that it's time for you to make your next move, take your next step now, and that's what you're doing now. You like, okay, it's almost like you wanted to go somewhere or do something and people kept saying, you can't do that. You're not supposed to, and you listen to them. And now, Cancer, you like, oh no. I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm not living in fear. And that's why this card says you stronger than what you realize you are, and you stronger than what most people think you are. So you saying, I can show you better than I can tell you. And that's where you at now. I want to say Pisces, but this is Gemini. So there's another, water sign around you. There's a strong Pisces around you, Gemini. Oh wow, Cancer, you got Pisces around you and a strong Gemini that's around you. It's saying here that you were you joining in now, you making things happen. You felt like a person that was, because of the fear you wouldn't come out, because of the fear you wouldn't do what you wanted to do, because of the fear you wouldn't make the changes that was necessary, but that's all over with now. And so you're not walking in fear. You're not dealing with fear. This is the end of that. This is the end of your fear factor here. So now this is the time that, and you don't even need to think about the fear energy. That's going, keep staying in the past. That why are you holding on to it? When you release something and you let it go, you let it go. And you don't keep pulling it back. And the way to pull things back is to keep thinking about something. So you can't change the past. You can change right now though, and that's what you're doing, Cancer. I'm also seeing here too where it's like you are making dynamic relationships. You're making dynamic changes here. You're making dynamic moves here. I mean, you're just a dynamic person. Because you let that fear go, you wasn't able, and other people wasn't able to see really how dynamic that you are. You are being true to yourself. You're not doing what other people want you to do. You being true to yourself. And now you're just going to have an inner peace or inner happiness that has not been there in a long time. You thought that you wasn't going to get it back, but you definitely is going to get it back. I feel that there is a Cancer where it seems like that you're going to find, how Cancer might have been put up for adoption or something, and they end up now discovering who their parents are and finding who their parents or their mother or father. I feel that energy around some of you cancers that's going on here also. I'm also seeing here too, like I say, I feel that there's a cancer that's going to be doing some self-healing. And so it's kind of like, okay, the doctors can only take you so far on your journey, and then you have to make sure you get the rest of the way. I see a windfall around some of you cancers. So to me, that's a major, major success. And whatever it is, whatever level in life or whatever you're doing now, Cancer, you are walking in that success vibration. And so, and the reason it is so strong and powerful because you release fear. And so when fear is gone, you have nothing else but success that is there. And that's why your success is so strong and so powerful. It's saying, Cancer, what you're seeking, you are definitely able to find it now. And so you're going to find, some of you want health, some of you want happiness, some of you want lost loved ones. You definitely is going to find it now, Cancer. And that's also going to play an important role on your happiness here also. It's saying some of you cancers are moving, and so you move, and some of you, and this is, you're moving out the fear factor, and you're moving into the trust and the happiness energy that's here. So this is a really, so some of you cancers, this is a life changing. And you keep getting health cards keep coming up here, Cancer. So some of you cancers is really making some major changes in health. Some of you cancers here is doing some real, real powerful miracle healing kind of energy. I do feel that there's a cancer that could be in the health industry, could be a doctor, a nurse, something like that. I feel like that you are stepping outside of the norm, and I feel like that you and other people, it seems like it's a group effort here, and y'all could be doing something different as far as healing people or with the healthcare system. And so you and your small group, it's not a large group, but it's a small group. But this small group is like going to be very powerful and turning some things around, dealing with the health industry. I also feel like that not only the health industry, the other arm of the health industry is the insurance industry. And so I feel like that there is going to be a cancer that's going to have play a major role in making the changes here, dealing with the health industry that's there. So some of you cancers, you are headed into heaven, and this is talking about heaven on earth, not going to another dimension heaven. And so I feel like that, and the heaven on earth is you being successful, you being happy, you being able to make the changes you want. That's the success that I feel that you are into or headed into, cancers here. It's saying here that some of you cancers is like dealing with a recovery, because this is saying get your rest. But what I pick up on that is pace yourself. It's kind of like if a person that's been bedridden, been kind of sick for a while, and then they want to jump up and just start running and walking fast. No, you got to pace yourself, and you got to build yourself up to that point. And that's what I see. This is part of the recovery cancer that is going on here. You are definitely pacing yourself. I feel like a lot of you cancers been dealing with grief. A lot of your illness has been coming. The grief had been triggering that illness, and so you are coming out of that illness and that grief. And so all the things that's connected with it, and that fear, because all of that is just all was connected. And so once you get rid of that fear, the health issues improve, the emotional grieving improve here too. And so it's like you realizing that grieving is not hurting anybody but you. You're hurting yourself, and you realizing that. So you realizing a lot of things, Cancer. It was kind of like you've been walking around in a daze, but you woke now. How a person be in a coma. They're not dead, but they're not alive either. They're not. And so you came out of your coma. It takes you a minute to kind of make that adjustment, but you definitely will make that adjustment. I also see a cancer here where I feel like that you have a very strong connection with the spirits that go to other dimensions here, even other galaxy. And I see you very powerful. And it's like you've been playing with it, and some of you haven't even bothered with it. And so I feel like that this is the time where you are going to like open up that box and see exactly what is there, and you're going to be surprised yourself, and you're going to be able to appreciate the talent that you have. And all of this starts from releasing that fear. You just made that one step, and everything else just really started to fall into place. Well, Cancer, thank you for stopping by. If you would like more information, my information is below the video. If you would like to contact me and get further, uh, like I say, information here. And so this cup of tea is for you, Cancer, with your Pisces and Gemini energy that keep trying to step in. But it's a good energy here. Tea time.